Hello, welcome to Reaper Errant on Reaper Miniatures. My name is Frank. I will be the dungeon master because we're going to play some D&D. It is the seasonally themed stuff. So we're going to play some holiday seasonally themed. However, I like my holiday seasons from around the world thrown in a blender and spit out as messy as possible. So tonight will probably be a huge mishmash of stuff. And I'm sure that there'll be
Festivus for the rest of us.
there'll be something for everyone. Well, that's not true. There's way too many seasonal holidays around the world. There's a few things for a few people hidden in there. How about that? That'll work. Okay. So before I get to all that, I'm gonna do some thank yous and then let everybody introduce themselves. First, I'll say thank you to Sidley, our camera operator, Justin, our technical director. Thank you to everybody here for coming in and watching, and Gwendy LaRue for out there moderating. And I always want to thank all the players, but I'll let them introduce themselves and before I get all holiday mushy. Okay, so start in the traditional order. Oh crap! I need to say thank you to Sirenscape for the background ambient music.
Yeah, don't forget that.
Yeah, I gotta have that. And then Bobby, who are you playing? And please introduce.
Why?
Hello again. Good evening and welcome. My name is Bobby Jackson. I am playing the mighty and indomitable Pugh gnome bard, armed with my trusty war harp and positive mental attitude. And I apologize for the collared shirt. I've been berated.
We've already started the airing of grievances.
I know, Jen. Jen, you got to stop berating Bobby like that.
I don't think it was Jen. Jen has a track record of kindness.
That's interesting. It's an interesting
reflection. I don't know who it could be then.
Maybe someone will own to it as we go around the horn. Gene.
Hi, everybody. I'm Gene Van Horn, and I'm playing Gooseneck, the lizard folk barbarian, and I'm ready to whackety whack whatever Santa Claus has in his goodie sack. And I'll tell you something, I want to give a quick shout out to Bill Godfrey for sending me an awesome banana bread. Awesome. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Oh.
I figured I'd do it now just in case he didn't watch till the very end.
Oh.
I love a good banana bread.
Yeah.
Okay. Bill? I'll have to make sure Bill watches now.
Yeah.
Thank you. Jason.
I'm Jason Wiebe. I'm playing Corncob Thunderbludgeon. He's a cleric. He's Ravenclaw. And he's just a small percentage of the marshmallow that holds this Rice Krispie treat together.
Oh, wow. I love that. Oh, gosh. Okay. Thank you. Michael.
My name is Michael, and I'll be playing Abran, the more mighty and totally abdominable wood elf ranger. And for tonight's episode, I'll be playing up to the DM and playing up for a little inspiration points with my Nightheart Gaming T-shirt. And where can they get that kind of shirt, Frank?
They have to contact Nightheart Gaming and watch one of our gaming streams at this time. So the only way to get it right now is to view and participate when we have a game on Nightheart Gaming. So
those with a collar. You make them with a collar.
Yeah, Jackson wants one with a collar for lame-o.
We don't make one with a collar. No, I'm afraid.
It's a pity.
I refuse. I would refuse to make any polo shirt, so it would have to be a full button.
Oh, it couldn't be a polo shirt.
No, I just like polos. I've got enough
shirts. Yeah, that's like the worst of both shirts right there. A polo shirt.
Grandpa wouldn't wear it if it was a polo. It'd have to be button up.
That's
right. Okay. Rhonda.
I'm Rhonda Bender, and I play Fathom, the tiefling magic user, who dresses much more fabulous than I do because she's got a puffy shirt. But I do have a seasonally appropriate shirt.
And absolutely.
Dragon Christmas.
It's absolutely Dragon
I put them all over my
Tiefling-
tree too.
Tiefling magic user's a little deceptive.
Well, I mean, when you first meet people, do you tell everything about yourself? Do you
Oh,
tell
okay,
them your credit score? I mean,
Yeah.
come on.
That's great coming from you, you fungus-infested elf.
Hey, it saved our butts a couple times.
It did.
Yeah. It was
Fantastic.
Very useful. Jen.
I'm Jen. I play Kay Nimblewit, a human rogue.
There we go. Thank you.
And
The world's most
prolific
perceptive
scribe.
human rogue.
Yeah,
Most
prolific scribe. Yeah.
perceptive, level-headed. There's a lot of great adjectives, actually.
She's a great
So-
counterbalance.
Yes.
God,
Uh-oh.
The elves are
Okay.
speaking.
Jesus.
What was in that cup?
Hello? Ho, ho, ho.
Okay. Can people hear you, or is that just to me, Justin? Oh, well, I should tell people now, or do we surprise?
Uh-oh.
I don't like this divine inspiration stuff.
Okay.
Especially
I know,
when its
right?
name is Justin.
I know.
Yeah.
Jay.
Let's build it. Let's build it in then. No, it's okay. Thrice, you say. Okay.
Well,
All right. Sorry, I got direction from the
Yeah, that's great.
technical deities in my head.
it's scary to think there's someone talking about something the same on the other end. That's
Okay. In that case, let me first start out to say this is not necessarily well, it's not at all linear to the story. It is a holiday episode, if you will, and it will be. I would assume this won't go too serious, but I honestly let everybody take it where they want to take it. So we'll find out how it turns out. What I will say though, to do a little bit of recant on last time, so you know the story that we had, is they finally had, they being the adventurers all here, got to attend their oration. I don't know, the speech that has been building up for a while, and through a series of events, somehow a gate got opened up and pulled some pretty nasty demons out, demon, thankfully. The gate was handled quickly by everyone, and the demon there was handled pretty promptly for being such a massive powerhouse. They succeeded. They had a little help of some of the clerics of the area, but it was pretty dangerous for everybody. You got to see one more usage of the boon that Pugh and Abran have that was useful for them. So I think main story points, that's where that goes.
And Corncob gets the credit for closing that gate earlier. We would have had more than one.
Yep. Good
Well,
work.
the demon wasn't really
I give
expecting
him a whack.
a giant ape and a water elemental attacking it either. I'm sure that was kind of a surprise.
I see it as missed experience points.
That's true. My axe did bounce right off.
Well,
No, we split all
Dead
the
elves.
experience points.
Dead elves don't get experience.
That's
Yeah,
true.
That's
so
true
there.
too. That's true too.
I'm sure it went well.
Although I'm not complaining about dead elves, for the record.
Noted.
Yeah, you've made that point clear multiple times, even though Abran has saved Bujol on many occasions.
Yeah,
Just saying.
he's got quite the weaponry, that elf.
Mm-hmm.
So as we begin tonight, the snow that has been tickling the coastal city of Venn a storm has rolled in full force, and it is driving people inside shelters of different kinds. You happen to be at an inn that
The snow
it,
that has been.
oh, hear me.
That was me.
You happen to be an inn, which is the Humble Hearth. It's one that it's you heard of it, but it wasn't recommended as a place to stay. But you were near that area when the storm kicked off, and going across the rest of town would have been quite a chore. So we're pushing you into the storm is pushing everybody rather in the city, kind of indoors for the time being. And this happens to be one of the warmest shelters probably around to you. So let's get you into the Humble Hearth here. You're just outside at the moment.
So we took refuge here because the storm was rolling in. Is that pretty much it?
Yes.
Okay.
You're not the only ones, although most people in this area have homes and shelters, other places to go to. But there were some other people that were pushed in for this. And there is, I don't know, I'll plop you back here, but you can choose any table. I'm just moving you near the 3 open ones.
Sounds good.
And when you come in, you see upper left on this particular screen, there are 2 children up there that are just playing a little game kind of quietly, look up at you when you come in. There looks like an older woman warming herself by the fire, which would be on the left side. You can't see it clearly in this shot. A man behind the bar looks, I don't know, looks maybe like he'd rather be somewhere else. A little bit stern, but still doing his job, apparently. He's pouring some drinks for someone. And then it looks like a ship hand at one table, and then someone running around and talking to people, getting drinks, and one older woman at a table. So it's not a bustling crowd per se for the night. And when you come in, the woman taking orders says, "Oh, please come in, get out of the snow. Tonight, free meals for you. Have a warm one. If you need a drink, you'll have to pay for that."
Free meals. Well, that's good.
I'm hungry.
I'm thirsty.
Got some mulled wine for the house.
Ooh.
Or maybe some warm cider.
We can mull some up, of course. Cider we have, and we have some mead in the back if you'd want that. But we'll mull some wine up. Just give us a little bit of
We'll have
moment.
one of everything as we go through the night.
We'll get it ready.
Something warm. Something warm.
For the house and for yourselves, I guess 1 gold should cover everything. 4 bottles.
I'll take out a gold and give it to her.
Thank you. Meals will be right up. And she takes the gold and she heads back. Leans over, talks to the bartender, and begins to start grabbing some pots and pans and getting stuff set up by the fire. All right. Where would you like to sit and position yourselves in here?
I'd like to sit with my back to the corner.
Okay. We can do that. Definitely.
You should go talk to the deckhand.
Okay, you want to check out the deckhand? If you want back to the corner, we'll use this table. for you all. You want to talk to the deckhand, Gooseneck. Does anybody want to go with Corncob, and who's going with Gooseneck?
I'll go with Gooseneck.
I'll go with Corncob to sit down and have a drink.
Okay.
We'll stand up and have a drink, whichever way we're doing it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Fathom and Corncob as well. Now the little children, what are they doing?
So when you look more closely, it looks like they're playing a game of marbles, just on the floor over there.
Okay, and
I'm
the
sorry,
woman
I
with
missed
the
that.
book, what?
A game
She's
of,
the one who welcomed us.
yes, the one with the book welcomed you. And,
Okay.
The children are playing a game of marbles on the floor.
Do they look like they're here all the time,
No,
or do they look like they belong to travelers?
looks like they belong to travelers that they just happen to be
Okay.
stuck here because of the weather.
So they're not just shop kids or whatever.
No, not that you can tell. Kay,
Pickpockets.
would you like to go with Gooseneck and Abran, or you want to sit at the table and relax with some corncob and wine?
I will sit at the table and drink my tasty beverage.
All right. Gotcha. Okay, let's.
Oh, did we rest before this, or is this in the middle of everything?
No, it's a long rest. Definitely, you've had a long
Okay.
rest, especially for a little middle story like this. We need
Okay. Thank you.
a proper long rest. All right. So, fire's in the corner. You go up to the deckhand. So let's go turn to Gooseneck and Abran as you approach.
It's an extremely cold night, good sir. Can we buy you a round?
So she turns around.
Oh, it's a she. Sorry.
It is. Well,
Ooh, a little surprising.
and says, "Of course you can. That's the part that's not free here this
My
evening."
mistake, madame. We buy you a round. What did the weather push you in as it did us?
I'm afraid
Take
so.
shelter because of the.
I was running an errand, picking up a few final supplies from this area of town as we're loading up the ship and getting it ready. And I'm afraid
What ship
I can't
are you
make it
with?
the rest of the way. Oh, the Silver Swan.
The
That's the
Silver
ship we're supposed to
Swan.
be on.
Yes, we are supposed to be. Are we booking passage, or are we?
So we're hiring on his crew.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be hiring
Not
on his crew.
Adventurers.
Oh, I see. Well, Captain is still not to that stage yet. Have you spoken with her?
We have not. We've been busy with some other errands, and our next step was to see your captain and talk to her about going on the Silver Swan, going on a little adventure.
Oh, we could use that. We've put ashore a few times and been run off by the local wildlife while getting supplies. So
Ooh, that sounds like
terribly-
fun.
well, I suppose so, but most of the time for adventurers such as yourselves, I'm sure it'd be quite boring. We are a cartography vessel after all. We don't carry goods or supplies, and no one tends to try to pirate what we have, and very little in the way of protection is needed except when we're ashore. That sound like the kind of thing that
Oh.
interests you?
If you've been around us, you will realize that trouble seems to find us if we don't go looking for it ourselves. So
Way to sell our
should-
services. Can we join your crew? We cause all kinds
We're
of
looking
trouble.
for trouble.
For sure to increase your experience points if you stay alive.
So she just looks up and says, well,
Would you? Oh, go ahead.
I wouldn't mind an end to the boredom, but not too much trouble. I hope it truly follows you when you don't make it.
Oh, no. And we
He's
deal
just
with
being
it quite
silly.
swiftly.
Would you care to join us with the rest of the group? We're sitting down to have some mulled wine and eat a meal.
Make a persuasion check, Gooseneck. You have advantage. Everything has been going.
She likes lizards.
Well, she likes the idea of someone
16.
filling out the rest of the crew. 16. Yeah, I'll join you. Sure. And she grabs, she reaches over, grabs 2 tankards that she has on the table, and sort of gestures questioningly, if that's the way.
All right. Well, let's
heads
go
over there.
back to our group. Make introductions.
All right. I love it. You guys sneaking in here, getting in good with the crew members already, I guess.
Yeah, that's a good tactic. Always send out your lizard men first. If they react favorably to the lizard man, the chances are they'll accept the rest of us.
The lizard man and the elf, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
The lizard man did a better job presenting himself than the elf did.
Yeah, the lizard man and the sociopath.
Sounds like the title of your next song there, Bard.
The elf has a dark and troubled past.
Yeah. If you can pass the lizard man and the sociopath, you can pass the rest of the party with ease.
Right.
It's really the future we're concerned about, Abram.
Yeah.
As long as it's not a dark and troubled future, I think we'll be okay.
I don't know.
No, Abrant's future is very bright and filled with lots of fireballs. Or flaming arrows.
So she comes in, she kind of squeezes over, she grabs a chair from behind her and slides it up under with the rest of the chairs. And says, well, it's a pleasure to meet you. I hear you're all looking to get on the Silver Swan. I am not in charge of that in any way, but it'd be nice to have a drink before we go out to sea. Get to know people who are maybe my future crewmates. My name is Tanya.
It's very nice.
Hi, Tanya. Nice to meet you. So what's it like being on the crew of the Silver Swan? How's the culture? How's the captain?
It's enjoyable. The captain is wonderful. We have, I think, everywhere we've explored, everywhere we've been, she's handled herself impeccably, and the crew has been safe for the most part through her actions. So I have
You're
no
mostly on
complaints.
exploratory and mapping missions, is that correct?
Exclusively. That's what we do. We explore new areas. There are sometimes dangers in that, but usually it's long periods of nothingness, where we mostly rely on the navigator.
And you have a good navigator.
One of the best. Yeah. Yeah, I'd say Barty's the best. He is, I don't know, he's a cocky little gnome, but he knows his way around a map.
Yeah, those gnomes.
Well.
Barty.
Yes.
So you,
I have to say this runs contrary to a lot of tales of working on a ship that I've heard before.
Oh, I imagine you were regaled with tales of piracy and
Yeah,
battles at sea.
maybe we just hang out in the wrong places.
Well, no one comes back to the tavern at the end of a long 6 months out to sea and talks about the 2 months they spent crossing nothing and meeting nothing, stopping once for a drink of water and picking on supplies. It's always the one time during that whole time where they thought they saw a sea serpent to talk about. So
I see.
those are the tales that are spread wide.
Huh.
However, I will say, the Silver Swan finds her share of trouble usually exploring new ground. We have to put a ground in places we've never been. We've met entire communities that were unmapped to us before, at least. We've laid down in maps. We have met some ferocious creatures, an entire isle of just tremendous, well, excuse me, but relatives of yours, sir. And she gestures to Gooseneck. Large, swallow you in one bite. Creatures. Ferocious.
Here's to treacherous
going
new
back
territories.
to that island. We're not going back to that island, though.
Oh.
I could find my
toast
long
here's
lost
to
cousin. What are you
treacherous new
talking about?
territories.
Yes, well, cheers.
Yeah, but if they're bigger than you, maybe they're not the same species.
Wow, no.
They may not be as disposed to tolerate us little guys.
So, as you're chatting and you're getting familiar with it, talking about the area, the door sort of poofs open with a puff of wind. There is snow kind of pouring in with it. It is extremely snowy out there. I'm gonna hit it just so you know that it's there, even though it's not snowing inside. It blows into the room, and this man walks in. He has got he's well armed in warm clothes, long after most people have gotten into a bit of safety. And he's got a rather large sack on his back. And hold on. Can't put anything past K. Something seems to be squirming a little bit inside the sack at first. You notice there's a little bit of movement from inside it. And he gets in and kind of looks around. He stomps his feet there at the doormat and shakes a little bit and gets the snow off him. Closes the door, nods to the barkeep, and walks over to one of the tables by the fire.
That pack he's carrying kind of looked like it was moving for a few seconds.
Maybe just his dinner.
Could be.
Bunch of hamsters?
Yeah, probably a bag of hamsters. I think you're right. None of our business, anyway.
Just a bag of hamsters. That's all it is.
That's how you carry hamsters, right?
Gotta go with the magic user on this one. She knows her hamsters.
Should we approach this?
Would I be able to cantrip to the sack and not alert him?
With a proper sleight of hand or arcana check or something along that order, what are you trying to do to the sack? And the snow is
just say is everything okay in there?
Oh God!
Just a little whisper
See,
to the bag.
We
Okay.
don't find trouble. It just finds us.
But you're
Nothing to
doing
say.
it. Uh,
It's the message.
We could just sit
cantrip.
here.
oh,
and
the
drink.
message.
I mean,
Okay, so it is message. So there's the opportunity to reply.
That's correct.
Okay, that's what I wanted to be sure of. All right.
And it's to the now the question I mean it's a targeted thing,
Mhm.
but the question would be, do I have to like be able to make eye contact or know that it's a sentient target or
I mean, you're assuming there's some sentience in the sack, so you're just targeting it
Yeah.
for whatever sentience is in
if
the sack.
if it's hamsters, I'm wasting my time.
Right.
Does
right.
that also give you information
don't know.
on what it is in there, or it just sends you a message back?
Well, they'll,
It can only respond with a whisper.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
it's sentient.
Which could be a real quiet.
so you
hamster.
hear, no, it's cramped. I want to be free.
Hmm.
Yeah, on our business.
This Abran leans over to Tanya and says, "Remember, trouble tends to find us, but we do make it worse."
I will lean over to Kay and say, surreptitiously that the wiggly bag she noticed has something sentient and alive in it. And it's apparently cramped and uncomfortable. But that's all I know.
Did it
Sounds like a
sound-
minor demon. They're always bitching about something.
I know. Has the knight moved at all?
No, he's gone over the table, and
Okay.
while he's taken the burden of the sack off of carrying it, he's still like holding it.
Mhm.
So he's not necessarily letting it go. But he seems pretty casual, pretty relaxed about it, and has waved his hand, and the attendant has come over and asked, what he's drinking, you don't hear the conversation, but you just hear her giggle and laugh a little bit, and you hear her just a little. You can overhear her say, "For you, the meat is free."
Ooh.
And he says, "Then that's what I'll have." Loud enough that what he responds back with echoes through a little bit, and she takes off.
Gnome, go get him.
Yes.
Go talk to him. You and the dwarf.
charm him with a song.
But I think what I'll do is I will ask the proprietress if it would be welcome for me to perform and entertain her guests.
Oh, well, we could use a little music right now. It's just wind and it's a little empty in here even.
Okay. Well, I will move to the other end towards the hearth and invite attention and begin to regale the company with seasonally appropriate music.
On a harp.
On a harp.
Yes.
Yeah.
A war harp.
Huh.
A war harp.
Make a performance check, Pugh. Those strings are.
25.
It is an amazingly good song, and as you're up there performing it, everybody sort of turns and pays attention to you. At one point near the end, the deckhand leans over, Tanya leans over to you, Abran, and says, "Oh, well, that'll be a nice change too. Have some music on the ship."
Yes, but you'll find him quite annoying at times. Just so
Yeah,
you know.
he only knows the one song is a problem.
Yeah, he's short and he reminds everybody of it all the time by his actions.
So I'd like to look at this guy with the sack.
Mhm.
a little more critically, see if I can assess the fit and condition of any armor he might have on, and what his boots look like
Okay.
in terms of relative wealth.
Okay.
Does he seem like an active fighting person, traveler?
Make a perception check.
16.
He looks like a traveler. These look like pretty fine clothes. They're well made. They do look a little bit wet, a little bit dirty, but recent dirt. Some recent road wear,
Not overly
perhaps,
worn,
but not worn down in
and
any
they
way.
fit like they're his.
They definitely fit like they're his. Yeah, and he does have armor on underneath, a sword at his hip, and he looks a little bit. I don't know, but you almost would pin him for nobility, but something doesn't quite strike you the same. But something about him makes you think
About
of
how old?
nobility.
I assume he's human.
Yeah, he's human. Looks to be about, I don't know, 45 maybe at the most.
Have all his fingers?
All of his fingers, no scars, nose is straight.
No cauliflower
How
ears,
big is
busted up
the
nose.
sack?
How big is he? He is pretty big.
No,
He's,
the sack. How big is the sack?
Oh, the
Although I
sack.
don't know how big he is too.
So yeah, he's
Like, how many hamsters would it
proportional.
hold? How many sentient
proportional.
hamsters?
well,
If they're wet, so they're kind of compact.
right.
Yeah.
Wet sentient
Yeah.
hamsters. Probably 100.
Wow, that's a
It's-
big
Unless it's a
hamster.
bag of holding.
It's a big sack. It is.
Well, we need another one of those.
He's
We need a few
That's
more
what she
so
said.
everybody can have one.
he is he's above 6 foot, maybe 6'2", 6'3", something like that, perhaps, and not really lanky. He definitely looks well built. The
Plate
sack
armor?
itself is about 4 feet long.
So you could
Tall.
fit a child in there.
You could fit a child in there. Yeah, you could probably fit an adult in there.
Or a couple gnomes.
You could fit a couple gnomes. Yeah.
Or an elf.
No,
But
not an elf.
Well, we
Not long
don't know how many voices came back. Just the one, I guess.
Just
We
the
don't-
one voice.
He didn't tell us anything before he started singing.
And it was
think
surly
that,
enough to be an elf.
What was that?
I think those fancy goggles that we got a little while ago have a lens that'll let me see magic. Is that right?
It does, yeah. It takes a little bit to activate it, but yep, you can just reach up.
I'm going to pull those out and take a look at him and see what he's got that might be magic gear.
Okay. You sort of click that down, and you're used to seeing magic from people in the party and such, but every piece on him is glowing to some extent or degree. Boots.
Ooh.
Well, not his greaves, I guess, but the half plate, boots, shield, sword, cloak, and bag.
Did he set any of that down when he sat down? Or is he still all fully dressed?
He's fully dressed. The cloak, he rested the sword against the table and he set the bag on the ground. But he didn't, he's still kind of holding on to he's not taut pulling on the bag. He's not like preventing somebody who's trying to squirm or something escape, if that's kind of what you're looking at, but he's holding it like the top closed.
So it's not tied. He's holding it closed.
Yep, it's not tied. There are ties on it, but it's not tied currently.
So basically everything that guy has is magic, guys.
Huh.
I think that
Oh, I'm
sounds
sure he has
good.
a bunch of stories if we had time to listen to him.
I mean,
Let's
if
get
you,
another round.
so and to be fair, if you look at Corncob, basically everything he has on him is
Yes, he is.
sort of a similar arrangement. Um, but yeah,
I got no magic weapons. I got no magic armor.
well, you got some magic otter pants
You got
I
magic
do, but
pants, dude.
and a
And you got a
I
magic
do.
ring.
magic
Everybody, or
do
you
you
all
call it?
have little glowing parts, but
Net.
that is definitely so. It's not too unusual, but it is probably. It doesn't look. I think the unusual part, maybe this is the important part to point out, because you would notice it, Kay, is that they're all matching. It's not like he cobbled this together or made deals or bought it. It's all magical and it's all matching.
He's lit up like a Christmas tree.
It's so much fancier. than
That's
we
a
are.
clue.
Well designed.
I think he's a bounty hunter.
Maybe.
So how is Pugil's song going?
Pugil is making a stellar performance. During this time, you've ordered another round of drinks, of course. Corncob did, and she brought them over. But I mean, I say that, but you had already purchased the purchase price of like 4 bottles, so you're still drinking those
When
4
she
bottles.
comes over, I'll ask her if she's familiar with that other traveler with.
Oh, I've
that
never
came
seen
in
him
with them.
before, but he's such a kind man.
Well, we heard you gave him free mead.
Oh, well, something about a tradition in his home. So, of course, we added a little mead on.
A tradition in his home.
Yes.
But you don't
Well,
you don't recognize him.
where's it?
He hasn't come in.
Where's his home that has interesting foreign traditions? Well, I'm singing. Sorry, I can't ask.
Yeah,
silly questions.
I would like to ask that. I would ask her that question though. Did he share with you where his home is and what his traditions are?
I'll have to ask when I go back around.
Hmm.
Anything
You just
else?
walked in and said it's a tradition in my home that when I walk to a table, someone gives me free meat.
We'd also
That's
like
a hell
to
of a
send
great
him-
tradition.
We'd
I
also
would
like to
to
send
know
him
more
some
about
mead.
that tradition.
Let's send him some mead too. It's
You're
a
gonna-
cold night. We bought drinks for everybody else. Let's buy a drink for him.
Okay.
This is fair.
All right. So she pours you another round of your stuff, and she says, "I'll send him some mead from you," and she walks off to handle that. So you see him go back around, and when he gets it, you hear him like kind of boisterously just put his mug on and sort of raise it up to you over there in the corner, and
Well,
brings
raise
back a
ours
big
in
frothy
response, I suppose.
amount of mead. He's chugging some mead. At this time, I would like you all to make perception checks.
Just passive?
You can't get lower than your passive, but you can get higher.
Okay. Then I got a 14.
Okay.
24.
16 for Peugeot.
16, 24,
19.
18.
Also 16.
Okay.
22.
22. Okay, so Abran and Kay. A couple things. You notice, you both notice actually, that one of the children is sort of just easing over. They've sort of crept over a little bit as they're playing. They're taking great interest in the bag. And so they've kind of moved over to it a little bit to I don't know, examine it the way children will kind of scoot closer and be like, oh, I'm looking for my introduction into this bag. So you can tell just by the way that they're moving that they're very curious about what's in the bag. They want to know what's in the bag, and they just trying to move their body into a position where they get invited to look into the bag. So they keep kind of sliding over closer and closer to this gentleman.
We'll watch those kids. No reason for us to do any of the dirty work.
So whoever their parents aren't a parent in the room because it's not the dockhand.
It's
Not
You said they're from
I'm assuming it's
away,
the
so
older
it's not
lady.
the server. Yeah. So what's the old lady doing right now?
Yeah, so there are two older ladies. You could probably assume it's the one up by the fire that is just off to the left side. I'll put her because she's at this table in that shot. She's right there. She's glancing over at them. She's just glancing over.
So she is keeping an eye on them.
Yeah, she is keeping an eye on him. They haven't touched him or invaded his space too much, and doesn't seem to be like she's gonna hop out of her seat or tell them to leave him alone or anything like that.
I'm going to get up and walk toward the table that he's sitting at so that he watches me as the kids look more at that
Oh,
sack.
very interesting. Team up with the kids here. I like this.
Oh, there's no accomplice like an unwitting accomplice.
That's very true. Okay, so you walk over, and I assume then that you're keeping an eye on the sack, and so is everybody else then.
Yeah, I'm also trying to just meet his attention a little bit.
Right.
I'll puff up and stride purposely, I guess.
Okay. So you're sort of walking over. He does kind of look up, like expectantly wondering what you're going to say. For those in the back kind of looking, paying attention to what's going on, you see something like pop out of the sack a little bit. Kay, you think it looks like a horn or something like a horn. And the sack kind of leans over. It just sort of shifts over a little bit, so the top of it moves a little closer to the children. And that's all you see from here. And then there's this weird movement, and the horn kind of disappears back into the top of the sack. However, Corncob, make a perception check. You're awfully close.
It's a horned hamster.
It's natural 20, and then do I add my
Tiefling
perception?
hamster.
You do. It's jackalope. It's
24.
Definitely a jackalope. Yeah, 24. So, wow. You actually hear this big inhalation, this sniffing sound, this sort of, and then you hear, ugh.
Huh. Okay. I'll raise my mug like I want to click it with his mug and just say, "Hail, fellow traveler on such a cold, inhospitable night."
Hail, come, have a seat.
I think I shall, thank you.
And he raises, drinks. He also, as you sit down, he looks around at his foreboding, at his area. Don't read your notes, Frank, while you're talking.
Oh no!
Or foreboding, foreshadowing.
He looks around. He looks around the area around him, kind of looks at the sack, and he has this smile. And when he looks at the kids, and he goes, "I bet you're looking for something. Would you like a gift?" And they look up, and I think this is an opportunity for me to say the same thing to Chat. Chat, I bet you're looking for something. Would you like a gift? Justin, tell me more about this, because I think it's a good opportunity.
Perfect timing, Frank.
Gift the chat.
Perfect timing. Yes. So what we have tonight is we're going to be giving away 3 of our Christmas bundles with our paint, the minis, and probably a gift certificate. So what we're going to do is if you type #Happy Holidays, in fact, we'll go ahead and announce it in chat so you can see it here. hashtag Happy Holidays. And at the end of the show tonight, since this is our last show in 2021, so we figured we could do a little bit of holiday giveaway stuff.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Huh.
Thricely
So
we shall
do we
do
have
it.
to type in the chat, or you just got to send us our bundles?
Artists are ineligible. Actually, really, artists named Jason Weeby are ineligible.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Well, that's fine.
Wow.
It won't be the first time I've been excluded. That's fine. I get it.
But all right, that's I'll let you guys get back to it. But make sure you get your entries in, and at the end of the night, we will draw the names.
All right. So this is one of those points. I'm going to stop 3 times during this and remind you to hashtag Happy Holidays for a gift of your own. And this is the first of those 3 times. So the end, and you have to stay around to the end to be here for the drawing, because that's when we draw, at the end of the whole game. I'm looking at the camera operator who asked that.
I see you entering, Michael.
Yeah, I see that too.
Hey, Justin just said Jason couldn't enter.
Yeah,
I didn't say anything about me. I'm surprised, so I entered.
All right. So, and actually, I'm going to write hashtag Happy Holidays down here because I want to be able to get it right when I mention it the 2 other times.
All that time watching us will finally pay off for 3 of you.
Yeah.
There's been some dice in the past.
So
Yeah.
do we burn one of our socks to get one of these Christmas bundles? That's what I'm trying to decide.
So they both smile, and Corncob, you're up close enough you can hear sort of a disgusted just emanate quietly from inside the bag. But you could probably hear it too, Pugil, in between your...
Well, I am Corncob Thunderbludgeon. What's your name, traveler?
Okay, Pugil, before...
Would you describe how he's holding the bag? Or is he holding it?
So he's not holding it so much as it's on the ground, and he's got the top just kind of sitting on his lap, just kind of strung over his... It's not like super even. So the bag's, like I said, about 4 feet deep, right? He's got it on the ground, and it's full of something. And he had the top sort of just on his, across his lap, kind of loosely, but he wasn't holding it in a death grip. So that's how it kind of opened up a little bit. And
what did the horn look like?
It was a dark and looked a bit like a goat or ram's horn.
Okay.
Now, if I were to, in between numbers, cast a prestidigitation or a mage hand, would it be feasible for me to surreptitiously slide that mouth off of his lap so it would gape open and Corncob could see inside?
Yeah, he doesn't have, like I said, a death grip on it. You could do that. And when I say the horn was dark, I mean it wasn't like a bright... I guess it was more like a elk, kind of with its full fuzz kind of coating colored, not...
Right, but was it like an elk horn with tines, or was it like... I mean, that would be more of an antler.
Yeah.
Or was it an actual horn like a goat horn?
It looked more like a horn, like a goat horn, though. Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to, in between numbers, I'm going to see if I can't get that bag to gape open so Corncob can get a look inside.
Okay. So 2 things happen. You sit down, Corncob, and as you're sitting down and about to introduce yourself, I know you've given your introduction, he sort of this man reaches into the bag, and he pulls out something, and it looks like a top, and he gives it to the children. Here. Perhaps more interesting than your game of marbles. And hands them this, and they kind of just like really happy. Oh, thank you. And just one of them says thank you, and the other one just runs off with their top, and they start pretty much back where they were, shooting glances at the sack occasionally. He says, Corncob, wonderful to meet you. Wonderful. My name's Chris.
Chris, Well, that's a fine name. So has it gapped open anymore through all of this?
Well, so not yet. Not too long after that, you notice a little bit of movement, and you're in tune enough with Pugh to know that he's going to be slow and sly about it. So you'll have to wait for that moment.
Okay. Well, does it seem like, I mean, I'll make small talk, I guess, until the moment happens
Okay.
about the weather and where you from, Chris?
Oh, from the northern seas. It's
Yeah, I figured.
because yes, I'm afraid lost one of our well, transportation is pulled, and through a twist of practical jokery by my sister, I'm afraid that my companion goat has run off. So I'm just taking in here, getting a warm bite to eat, and enjoying
Well, we have
myself.
a gnome that's particularly good with goats. Do you know where maybe you lost it?
Well, I do. I do indeed. Just outside of town, actually.
Well, maybe we can help you find it in a little while once he's done with his set.
Really? Well, that would be a kindness indeed. So the bag sort of slips open during this conversation. And
hey, I'm going to use deception and knock my drink on the floor so I can get a better look at the bag and its contents.
Okay. So, trying to figure out which camera is on right now. So you get, as the
I
bag
got a 19 on my deception roll.
As the bag slips open and you kind of reach over to get a look at its contents, you see like a satyr maybe with horns, sitting down as though, you've seen horses sit, but that's the way he's sitting on his legs and the bottom of the bag. And he just sort of looks out at you. Sniffs.
Do I see any other toys in there?
It's a satyr?
I mean, that's the glimpse you
satyr
get
looking
of
thing.
What's inside. And then, it's sort of, Chris notices it kind of falling off, and he just kind of picks it up and again, doesn't yank it around or slide it or anything. And but during that glimpse, you saw, I don't know, there was some items back behind the satyr, but you definitely recognize that as some sort of bag of holding. It was definitely an extra dimensional space. It's a little bit bigger in there than it would appear, even though it's 4 foot tall in appearance. And you typically would never put anything living in a bag of holding.
Right.
So, that strikes you immediately as unusual. But the satyr didn't look, he looked grumpy. He looked a little bit mean, but didn't look like he was physically restrained in any way.
Chris, my fine friend, I gotta lay it right out on the table. I noticed that you have something in your bag. Seems to be moving with a horn on it.
You're observant. Yes, I do. A partner.
A partner? And you carry him around in a bag?
No, he's not welcome a lot of places.
Huh. Well, that's a novel idea. I wish I had a partner I could carry around in a bag sometimes.
Oh, good. Corncob's got ideas for the rest of us.
Or at least for the elf.
What is your partner's name?
Well, uh, he kind of looks at you. Make a persuasion check.
Oh, that'll be the one. 21.
Wow. Okay. Very nice. So he goes, okay. He like leans in a little bit to you, almost.
I'll mimic his lean.
He's kind of is it conspiratorially? I don't know. It's a little bit. You would think it's a little bit jovial, almost. So it's almost like like a, like he's telling a joke, I guess.
Okay.
But not really, I guess. But it's not trying to be humorous about it. So he just leans in and goes, well, I'm sure he'd want to introduce himself properly, but folks around here might call him Krampus.
Krampus. Well, I must admit I've not seen very many creatures of that type from what I could see in the bag. And you say he's your partner. What does he do for you or with you?
Struggles against me most of the time. It's an interesting partnership.
Oh,
but,
so
you know,
your life is not complex enough that you need to carry an antagonist around in a bag with you. That seems an unnecessary, complex way to live one's life, but well met.
It can be
It's all
complicated,
baggage, Jason.
but it's enjoyable from time to time, and it serves a good purpose in the world, we think. But we're off duty right now, so to speak.
Okay, so I'm getting not terrible vibes off this guy. Like this is necessarily something he considers to be evil.
He does not seem to
wrong.
be considering. No, he seems really lighthearted about it. Not evil or wrong. Not that he's doing anything shady or anything great, for that matter. He seems to just be like, it's like you're talking to someone about their hobby or job, maybe a job they love.
Would you and your sack like to join us over there at the corner table? We're having some food.
He looks down and he says, well, perhaps, but we found a good table with some good children nearby, and this is a safe kind of place for us at the moment. We'd like to keep any disturbances to a minimum. Unknown disturbances. You're welcome to sit with us and eat if you wish.
Can I bring some of my friends over?
Of course.
I mean, they got to see this, or at least know what's going on here.
And you were talking about. So we'll talk later. Bring your friends. Let's introduce. Let's have a small introduction then, if you don't mind.
I'll motion some people over, and then I'll mention. You seem to like children.
I have a knack with them, you could say. Yes.
Well, they seem to really like that top you gave them.
It's an enjoyable gift for enjoyable, well-mannered, behaved children.
Abran would like to head over.
Yeah, we'll head over.
Abran's heading over. You'll go over. Pugh, you can end the play basically whenever.
I'm going to continue to perform.
Okay. Kay.
So I have a question.
Yes.
Did I witness since I had that high perception roll, I'm assuming I witnessed him give the top to the kid?
Yes.
So I introduced myself. Hello, I'm Abran. Nice to meet you. cold night outside, I happened to notice that out of your bag, you pulled a top for a kid. Seems like a unique item for a traveler such as yourself, as well armed as you are, to have a kid's toy in your bag. I was just curious.
Curious about odd trinkets being
Yeah,
carried
yeah.
around.
It seems like a very unique item to pull out of someone as yourself to pull out of your bag.
Well,
Is there some
That brain has
other?
a lot of opinions about packing.
it's hard to
Yes.
stay off duty, I guess you could say. But just
Oh,
here
off
waiting.
duty.
Our friend has your friend
Mhm.
has mentioned, in fact, that you might be able to help me retrieve my goat.
Would
Who
be happy to. My pointy ears have perked up on your off-duty comment. What what are you? What is your on-duty occupation?
well, I would say helping bring a bit of well-deserved reward and cheer for the well-behaved of the world.
Wow, that's
Oh,
not entirely different from our mission.
But yet it also explains why we've never met
this-
you before.
yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
interesting. Your goat.
What?
The goat
Oh,
is
go ahead.
missing. Did your goat have a name?
Oh, we just call him Goat. But
Goat. Okay.
it was, well, if you're going to help me, you should probably know um, more details. If you're interested, of course, and I would never hold it to you. And so you hear from inside the bag, and these children have gone off, and it is a deep, kind of gravelly voice. You hear, if you'd let me spread a little of my cheer, then you could go handle the goat yourself, Chris. But instead, you've chosen to babysit me, rely on others.
And I'll say he does have a companion in the sack. In his
Sounds
sack.
like they get along about as well as we do.
Yes, I'm really actually thinking that this is a good way to go.
So there is obviously a little bit of dispute about how Chris and Krampus want to handle their time here, and so Chris leans in and says, "Look, I came in for a break. It's tiring. It's cold. I could get a drink. I would like some celebrations of mead, and it's so few in this area in between. There's no halls I can stop in and be recognized. But I will go out and I'll recover Goat myself when we're done. Or perhaps if you are interested in getting Goat back," and he pulls out this collar, and it looks, about yay big around. And he says, "This broke off Goat when my sister pulled her trickery
Is
outside
your
of town
sister
on that
traveling
glyph."
with you as well?
No, but she has
No.
her own designs on the season, you could say.
She also have a bag stuffed with a
No,
No?
and we don't want her to have one.
What is her name? Just so we know in case we encounter her.
Perkta.
Perkta. Well, that's quite a name if your name Chris and her name is Perkta. It's quite a family
Same
you come
fathers?
from.
Different, funnily enough. Different one. Yes. Well,
You mentioned
Chris,
that
we'd be
she
glad to help you
performed
find your
some.
goat.
Yes.
Yes.
I have one
We've
question
done
before we
stuff
go
in the weather
goat
before.
hunting. Yeah. You mentioned she performed some trickery. Care to elaborate on this trickery?
Well, yes, that's part of what you should know. It's hard to tell with her, but she performed a bit of magic that turned the goat into something larger. When that
minor
happened,
detail.
broke out of his collar and saw the only bit of green in the area left on top of a hill and went off to it, leaving us stranded, and we had to walk the rest of the way in here. And as
What did it look like once it was larger, Chris?
it had wings, the legs was a bit scaly.
Good Lord.
And it didn't have wings before that, just to confirm.
No, however, goat can fly. Very good goat.
Okay.
Does it involve
So,
any dust or anything?
No.
So the wings were very superfluous to his life.
Does it require Perkta to change it back into a goat, or
No, you would simply have
will
to
it wear off?
subdue. I don't think it will wear off. Her magic is much better than that. But you'll have to subdue goat to get him to return to his normal form, and then put the collar on and bring him back.
Well, like I said,
so
we
this
got
is
a number one goat roper right over here. So
I would be
that's an important stipulation.
ever
Bring it
grateful.
back alive.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Just want to tilt check.
it can't be
how
worse than
durable
killing a
is it?
Yes.
I
In
could
its-
heal it probably.
In its current form,
guess.
I have no idea, but goat is very tough.
Okay.
Well, you said it was scaly with wings. I mean, you're familiar with a dragon, of course. Are you talking like a dragon or a winged lizard of
Yes,
some
like
kind?
a dragon, but I can't say that I can't say that I know whether or not goat would know how to operate the body of a dragon. So he might just want to graze at you and headbutt. But
And
wow.
To be fair, he is currently inhabiting the body of a dragon, and
so
a really big dragon, and what color?
white.
Well, that'll blend in nicely with the snow, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, he's on a green hill.
Sure.
Well, there was a patch of green there. It was quite snowy, but under it looked like a little copse of trees. There was some grass that he went for.
And where is your sister now?
Popped in, disappeared, off to cause havoc somewhere else, I'm sure. Hopefully we can get there before she does. Otherwise, well.
So will you be joining us as well?
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, myself and Krampus.
Okay. All right. Let's go get a dragon goat.
Was it only the one goat that you travel with as well? Or is there a team of them?
Only the one for me.
Uh-huh.
Do you ride the goat, or do you walk with
he
the
pulls
goat?
our chariot.
Oh, your chariot. Okay. And your chariot is back where he broke free?
At the bottom of the hill, yes.
Okay.
I would be ever grateful if you did that. I could relax a little bit. You see some squirming inside the bag. I don't want to relax.
Is there anything else in the bag besides Krampus? Does Krampus have any buddies in there?
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
Just
you got toys in there though for kids,
him and
obviously.
Some, yes.
It seems like a pretty stout goat to pull a chariot with you.
He's slightly bigger than a normal goat, but not much.
And you've always just had the one goat. There's never been another goat. I'm asking for a friend. And I look over at the gnome.
Yes, only one. Only the one.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Is there some kind of drink we could buy Krampus to chill him out a little?
Yeah.
No, I'm afraid, and I don't. That he just wants to get to work. He enjoys his job a little too much.
And what does he do exactly as your partner?
Well, he helps. He helps seek out the children that I will not be gifting. That's all. and separate them.
Oh,
Make it
Sounds
easy to
like-
find.
sounds like a
little
good
sinister.
task.
He enjoys it a little much, but
Sounds
I
like a
much
necessary
prefer his
role.
work to my sister's. So
I was going to ask you, she seems to be even more exasperating, maybe, huh?
well, yes. You don't want to know what she does to the naughty children.
Ooh, maybe.
How powerful is she?
That's a very subjective question, my friend. She can turn goat into a dragon.
Ooh.
Does she have a stake in keeping Goat as the dragon, or was that just a joke she played and
It was
probably not
just
much will
something
come
to
of it?
set us behind so she could get to the next town ahead of us, I'm sure.
All right.
I'm
well,
going to
let's
give the
go
high
get that
sign to
goat.
Pugh. Say, wrap it up.
Yeah. Let's go goading.
Okay, are we? If we're
We
going to
need
head
your-
out, then I'll.
We need your goat expertise.
Yeah.
You've come
You
to the
put
right
your-
gnome.
Do you want
Yeah,
to do a
but
final
only
flare on
Only
your
if we could get it to
performance?
change back
Yes.
to a goat. Or it's a goat
My
inside a
performance
dragon. Or...
will reach an appropriate crescendo, and I'll gather up all the gold and platinum that has been thrown at my feet.
You
Optimism.
you find some copper, and it looks like one of the
Yeah.
children's marbles has rolled over towards
Yes.
I'll,
In a
I'll
painted
pocket the
rock.
copper and I'll return the marble.
Oh,
you
marble.
you hear a grumpy little the music was good from inside the bag. You see the shape of horned, like a horned head sort of push around on the bag a little bit as some motion happens. And you're about to go begin the goat hut, and that's where we'll take our first break because we are about halfway through.
Very good.
All right, everyone. We will come back. We have 2 more gifts this evening. I will not give you the hashtag yet. Oh, well, yeah, I will. It's hashtag Happy Holidays. But I'll remind you when they happen at appropriate moments. And yeah, we'll be back in like 10 or 15 minutes to continue the story. Goodbye. See you soon.
Bye-bye.
So, you are welcome back. Well, I was like hopping right into the game. Welcome back.
Yeah.
We're gonna get back into this game. They have went out and wait a minute. Now I've got. Hold on. This is we're on the mountain now. We're not in a tavern. So they've gone out in the storm, and so as they're traveling, they got pretty good directions on where they're going to go. However, it is definitely a nasty little snowstorm out here. And you guys travel up this sort of hill that you were directed to, and you do see, as you kind of come around tracking, well, towards the bottom, there was this chariot, I guess you could say. It looked more like a cart type
sleigh?
thing than a chariot necessarily, but it was still like, I guess it was accurate enough. So you knew you were in the right place, came to the top, and you see an area where a goat is grazing. There's a lot of big mountains and bits of trees here and there up here, and you do see a little bit of green grass.
But it's a goat.
That's just a goat. However, as you see that, pushing past that tree, or sort of beyond that goat, you see the tree branches lean over heavily, and this big snout come down and like snap at a bit of grass. It takes a piece of rock, an entire tree chunk, uproots a big chunk of dirt, and sort of tilts its head back, eats the grass, the rock, the dirt, the tree trunk, all in one blow, and sort of all in one gulp, and sort of pushes in past this trees back here.
Does the other goat have a collar on it?
The little goat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That goat does
Or
not have a
brand,
collar. Neither does the
Is
big.
it freaking out about the other thing?
It looks.
He
So
doesn't see it.
it moved a little bit, and then
It failed its perception check.
just froze there.
But the dragon goat clearly still thinks it's a goat.
Seems to think
Well,
it's
it
a
eats
goat,
like
yeah.
a goat.
It's eating like a goat.
Interesting.
I'm not sure I'd want to make any further assumptions.
Fair.
All right.
I'm going to shout in Draconic.
Oh, good job.
Oh, there, goat. Chris wants you to come back to the inn.
Okay.
And I'm going to use my animal handling.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Roll that.
16 plus 4, 20.
Okay. So this goat up front just sort of takes off. It was just bounding off to the other side of the trees to hide behind them, and
Smart
continues on beyond that. This big dragon goat sort of looks over at you, turns his head and looks up, and then looks back down and just snaps off another tree branch with a bit of green grass that's attached to it. Upturns it a little bit, and as it does, you see like this little puff of ice come out of its mouth a bit.
Usual, we need to talk to this goat.
Okay, so it doesn't appear to be able to understand Draconic. Maybe, where is my... Okay, I've got to speak with animals. I could cast a speak with animals and try to reason with it. But
Speak
how
to
do
it
we
in
get
goat.
it to? I mean, if it's
We have to beat it
polymorph,
up. We have to beat the poor thing. So do we want to
I mean,
rope it down
is there?
first and then beat it till it turns back into a goat? I mean, that just seems cruel in a way.
Yeah.
Well, is there
it
no
does.
other way to undo the
can we
polymorph?
scan our minds
Can
for?
you have a polymorph? Can you re-polymorph it?
Frank has
I
put
could
us into a moral hazard.
I've placed you all in the role of Krampus today.
Could I attempt to polymorph the dragon into a goat?
You could certainly try.
I say you have to
Yeah.
try
Yeah, you got to try.
for science.
Why
For
not?
science.
Yeah, before we fireball it.
Okay.
Just don't let Perkta know
Then
you're doing it.
Yeah.
Now if we've done nothing hostile to the dragon, and it doesn't appear to be of normal dragon temperament. It seems to be of goatish temperament. So if I could, well, goats aren't smart enough to be subject to a charm spell, are they?
Not really.
Yeah.
You've encountered some goats in your time, so you know that.
He's a
I can't
goatologist.
say that stuff.
So
you know that if
Yes,
if
he has had some
that
alone time with
they
goats.
sometimes sometimes they'll go along with things a lot of times, and sometimes their temperament is just it's a little, it doesn't want to be messed with, kind of goat.
I've got an animal friendship spell as well.
Maybe if it's how would we restrain it? Well, let's just try the polymorph. I'm with Fathom. I'm going to try to polymorph the thing back into a goat.
Okay.
And then fireball it.
I'm going to be ready with the collar, so if Pujol does manage to polymorph it back into a goat, we can quick run up and put the collar on the thing.
Sure, of course. Okay, Pugil, what is my save?
I think 14.
14. All right.
Yeah, saved wisdom 14.
I mean, how wise could a white dragon goat be?
Well, is it as wise as the dragon, or is it as wise as the goat?
Oh wait, that wasn't a pizza. Well, it's okay. It's too late. I did not roll pizza dungeon dice. So the goat kind of like the dragon. I'm sorry, I keep saying goat. I guess it sort of perks up and it looks at you, and it looks as though, like at first, it's like you feel like you've succeeded, and then it just sort of hunkers down, stiffens up, glares at you, and the spell fizzles.
Oh, that gum.
And it's now it comes around, looking at you, chewing on stuff, knocking over whatever a dragon goat's gonna knock over.
Or a landslide.
Hopefully
There's a
not.
It is
landslide.
not to do that. Okay, let me know.
Yeah. Hopefully, he doesn't knock over any gnomes.
Hopefully. But it is now kind of eyeballing you as it chews. And it's
I don't
grinding.
know. I
You can
think
hear
it
the
understood the draconic just fine. It just doesn't want to do it.
Yeah,
That
it's
could
got
be
the
too.
goat stubborn.
boulder is cracking in its mouth as it's chewing on the stones and stuff.
I have an idea. My idea is, I don't know who has the invisibility spell, but cast
Couple of us do.
invisibility on K. K is the sneakiest. But the collar won't reach around the dragon's neck at this point, right? Because of the polymorph.
No.
Or would it?
Well, it broke when the neck
Oh, it did
became
break
a
off.
dragon.
Okay, never mind. My idea was worthless. Never mind.
I mean, I'd say that a dragon pulling your wagon is an upgrade, but Chris may not agree with
Yeah,
this.
I think so too.
That's like you
Dragon
asked
pulling your wagon.
for a
Might not
compact
fit
and they
with his
gave you,
whole
like, a
kid
luxury
mission, though.
car.
No.
All right, I guess that's
Well,
Watch fireballs, kids.
you feel so mean.
It's a white dragon.
Yeah, I mean, think of it this way. What's that thing going to do if we just let it run around being all dragon goaty? How many crops is it going to eat? It could be a real problem.
Gonna eat all the crops.
All right. Well, we got to roll. Do we have to roll initiative, or since it's not attacking back, we just get to do horrible
No,
things to it?
you would still roll initiative. It's like it's a bit of a standoff. It's like a game of if the goat senses you're going to do something, then it gets an opportunity to do something as well. It's clearly watching. So let's roll initiative then. I see we got some goat dragon initiative rolling here.
oh boy.
All right. Well, this goat is maybe not used to being inside a dragon body. That's probably it. Pugh, what was your initiative?
8.
8. Gooseneck.
14.
Corncob.
16.
Apran.
10.
Fathom.
15.
Okay.
18.
Okay. Okay, you are able to react. You can see everybody's starting to move. Everything's starting to go into motion. The goat is starting to hunch down. Maybe even like they're about to leap, but you get to move first.
I am going to just hold my action and be ready to run in with that collar and let our bigger damaged dewy people go first.
Okay. Holding. All right. So you're just gonna hold. Okay.
Yeah. If it turns back into a goat, I'm gonna run and put the collar on it.
All right. Corncob.
Boy. I'm going to move to my right about 20 feet. So we've decided to attack this, is that right?
I think so. It
Full on slaughter.
certainly
Us or
believes
them.
you're deciding to attack it.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and shoot a guiding bolt at it.
Okay.
With 18.
That hits.
And that is lots and lots of damage, I think. Yep. Not lots and lots, but... That's only 22 points.
22. Okay. That's good. Okay. The bolt sort of impacts into it. The glittery glow of the radiant magic is all around it, highlighting it in the snow. So even though it's kind of hard to see this white scaled dragon in this white snowstorm, it's now glowing for everybody on the next attack on it. And Fathom, it is your turn.
Put it down.
Well, I'm gonna fireball, which is not an attack, so I don't think it uses up the glowy stuff. But
Right.
he needs to save
that's
Dex
interesting.
14.
Dex 14.
Yep.
All right, let me get my Pizza Dungeon dice. And that is a 15 on the die. Plus, yep, saved.
Right. So
This
25 half is 12, I guess.
12, yeah. The dragon sort of rolls off to the side, tussles over in the snow, and bits of snow come up everywhere.
Cold dragons don't have disadvantage of that?
Not that you know of.
Yeah, I don't know how much of this is dragon and how much is goat.
Oh, they are agile. Goats, I mean. I don't know about dragons.
Gooseneck.
Well, oh,
I'm going to throw my shield up, say the magic words, and go into a rage.
Okay. I think you're going to have to choose one or the other. Aren't they both bonus actions? The shield and the rage?
Oh, is the shield? I thought the
action?
shield was just a regular action. Is it? I don't know. I honestly don't know if the
You
shield
might be
is...
right. You might be right. So.
Oh no,
it's
it
like
is. It
pulling
says
out a
it's a
weapon or
bonus
something.
action.
It's a
I'm
bonus
sorry.
action,
It's a,
so.
It's a bonus action.
So okay. So I'll just throw my shield up, and I'm gonna get my axe ready and hold my action.
Okay, you're staying back. Okay.
I'm staying back for now. I'm gonna wait till somebody does a
Alright.
little damage here.
The shield just hovers in front of you in the snow. Abran.
Oh my! So, goat dragon has taken some damage already, right?
Goat dragon has taken some damage already.
All right. So I'm going
And
to
you get the guiding bolt effect, right?
If it's an attack roll,
yeah. Well,
I hit it with a guiding bolt.
yeah. So I was going to attack with my bow to capitalize on the.
Good idea.
So what do I do differently?
you
with
get to
the-
roll advantage since that guiding
Okay,
bolt
cool.
is lighting them up.
So roll 2, take the top.
All right. So 17 plus 12, so 29 to hit.
Yeah.
With 15, 20 points of damage on the first arrow.
All right.
And do I get the advantage on the second arrow, or
You
no?
do not.
Okay. And the second strike is only a 15 to hit.
It sort of hits. Goat's not nimble enough, but it is still wearing the scales of a white dragon and sort of pinks right off of it. Not.
Okay.
You didn't find a good angle or purchase. Okay. All right, Abran. So you bow. Pugil, what are you going to do?
I have a question.
Yes.
The weird sewer poison that we have.
Yeah.
That what does that do? It causes weird hallucinations, right?
Yeah. So there is a like a madness table inside the poison guide here, or the Dungeon Master's guide, and essentially we will just use that table if it hits with it and fails its save.
Let's experiment. Let's have a good time. And I think that let's do some Christmas poisoning.
Right.
It
sees you all as clumps
hallucinating
of
dragon
grass.
goat?
So festive.
Yeah.
It's been nice playing with you guys.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Okay.
Okay. I have a dart, a +1 magic dart that's been poisoned with this stuff. I'm going to put it in an attempt to put it down the thing's gullet. Make sure it gets a good dose.
Okay. You're gonna have to move in a little bit closer than you are to get in the proper range with a
dart.
With a dart. Yeah.
Okay. I'll move a little closer.
Okay.
I think a goat dragon on acid is exactly what we need to face today.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
You always get us the most unique presents.
23.
23 hits. That dart finds a solid purchase right into the neck and injects its poison. What do I need to save again? Okay. All right.
Well, hopefully it doesn't spit it back out at us.
Wow. You should not roll a 1 on that save. I failed.
Fumble
Wow.
the save. That's a
And
poison goat dragon. Merry Christmas.
I don't think the goat dragon thinks anything bad's going to happen, so it doesn't try to succeed. Do me a favor and roll a D100, Pugil. Let's see what effect this totally random.
Maybe it makes it back into a goat.
A 15.
Wow, on a D100. Okay.
Yep, a 1 and a 5. A 10 and a 5.
Okay. So it sort of leaps into the air, very stiff-legged, comes down and goes, bah! And falls over on its side.
Oh.
Perfect.
Completely stiff.
Oh.
Perfect.
You can't dodge
You
right now.
paralyzed
turn.
it.
Like a fainting goat.
Now we have to go beat on it till it turns back into a goat. God, what a horrible thing we have to
Have a
do.
paralyzer.
Yeah, this is
Sucker.
it's a mean Christmas around here.
Okay,
All
so it's its turn. I think it gets a save at the end of all of its turns. It okay, just towards it looks like it's gonna loosen back up on its next turn. At the end of its turn, its sort of stiffness just sort of, it's still on the ground, prone, and it is now Kay's turn.
I'm going to move off to the side so that when it decides to breathe at somebody, we won't all be in hand grenade formation.
That's why I went the other way.
Hey Frank, can I run up and use my held action and try to chop its head off?
You can, well, not as a held, but your turn is coming up. You wouldn't be able to run up there on your held, that's all.
Okay.
But your turn is coming up, but Kay is separating from you first, right?
Yeah.
Which way are you going? Okay, left to the left, to the right.
I will go to the left.
Okay. So holding, you get to do one like action with a hold like that, Gooseneck. So you could attack if it came at you, or run up there, or one or the other.
Well, I want to run up there then.
Okay, as your hold. All right.
Be ready to.
Yeah.
Ready to.
So moving you,
Get it.
you don't get quite all the way, but you get your
That's fine.
normal movement range up there. Okay, so you move. That doesn't count because that was held. And then it is Corncob's turn.
I'm going to move up. I'm going to move up. How far away is the dragon?
From you, it's about 60 feet.
Okay.
About 30 feet from
I'm going to
Gooseneck.
move. I'm going to move my full movement, which is 25 feet. I'm not going to run. I'm going to just. Well, maybe I'll move fast enough so I can get 30. Well, no, I'll just do the 25.
Okay.
And let's see. I'm going to go ahead and toll the dead.
Ooh, that's a wisdom save. For me, that is an 11, which does not save.
Okay, so it's going to take. 14 points of damage.
Okay.
And my purpose is to stay within about 30 feet of any conflict that might happen, or our lead guy that's going to be charging in there.
Okay. All right. So, all right. How much damage? Okay, yeah, I did that. God, sorry. Few things to track. Got it.
We don't have any music.
It is on, but maybe it's not coming back to you guys.
No, the snow kind of insulates us against the sound, so
I'm gonna
we
have
don't
to.
hear a
It's
whole
very,
lot.
very quiet.
That creepy,
We're hunting
quiet
goat
snow as
dragons.
we're killing this poor goat. Looks like a dragon.
I'll go make sure
In
it's
order
coming
to bring
back
it back to life.
Fathom, it is
We're
your
liberating it.
turn.
Fireball.
Almost
King
an
is
Easter
smart,
story.
so I'm gonna move off to I guess my left, my movement before I do my action, so that we are less bunched up.
Oh,
And then,
sorry. Now there's no music.
well, I have another fireball or two, so I guess I'll do that again. And that was what was the save? 14.
Okay.
Dex.
I just want to be sure. You said move to your left. That's the same way Kay moved. But that still gets you out of the main
I meant my
group.
right, my other left. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
dumb.
That's Canadian left.
Yeah.
I just want to be sure.
Maple
and
left.
Thanks
then
for asking.
Maple left. That's a good one.
fireball. I'm making sure. I did just turn down the music, but I'm going to make sure that it gets back to all of you. Real quick here. Look at that. So
You guys know that other goat is a polymorph dragon, right? You understand that already.
yeah, that is a polymorph dragon whose reflex save was.
Someone in the chat is saying you can't have a reflex save if you're all paralyzed and crap.
You cannot have a reflex save if you're paralyzed. It saved its save against paralysis at the end of its turn, though. It just couldn't take an action to stand
So
up.
it's going to take the full damage of my fireball.
It is because it failed its save, yeah.
That is 28.
28. All right. We are
I
going
don't think that applies to polymorph goats anyway, chat.
Chad.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Okay, hold on. Let me close out of this. All right. You should now have music.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
It's the same music. I had it in the wrong bus. 28
And roaring dragons.
I know. All that stuff, and I hadn't given it to you. I'm so sorry. Fireball explodes around it. It doesn't really get to save. Like I said, it was on its side a little bit. Hadn't gotten up yet.
I just feel so bad.
It got its chance to save and then failed and didn't think to not. And Gooseneck, it is your turn at that stage.
All right. Okay, I'm going to run up. I would like to run up behind the head, if I may.
Sure. It's not moving yet. I mean, like that? Well,
And
yeah.
just start chopping, chop, whackety whack.
Okay. Go for it. Take an attack roll. You get
Alrighty.
advantage because it is prone.
Oh, all right. 17 plus 7, 24.
That hits.
That hit. Alrighty.
Solid.
And let's see, I need a 12. 9 plus 4, 13.
Okay.
And whack it again. Okay. 20. Not a natural. 13 plus 7.
That's enough. Another solid axe swing.
All right. I only did 6 points of damage.
Okay. It sort of shakes around. This is a very thick, the scales are very serious. You are not able to, as easily as you were hoping, hack through the neck. But you still got it. A little bit of blood is staining the snow underneath. And Abran, it is your turn.
What is the size of this dragon?
It is huge.
Like, how long?
Good.
How long?
Yeah.
Let's see. It's probably 80 feet if it was fully
Okay.
stretched out.
Is there a large section of its body that is 20 feet away from Gooseneck?
Its tail.
Since it's prone. But that's not his hind leg or anything like that.
No, not his hind leg, just his tail.
Alright. Well, I was going to utilize my necklace of fireballs, but I do not want to risk my
Just wait till
buddy.
he freezes me or
eats you.
beheads me, and then you
or-
can eats me, and then you go
Okay.
right ahead. Yeah,
So I'm gonna hold
try
off.
to eat from the inside. Once he eats
So
me.
Abran has been caressing his necklace of fireballs, just waiting, and it's like, damn lizard. All right, so let's shoot it.
I just
more with
wounded
a
him.
couple
You
more
can-
arrows. Yeah, I can coloss him. So this is a oops, sorry, should be prepared. A 20 to hit with
Yes.
16 points of damage on the first one.
That big arrow right out the gate.
And how about the 21 to hit with 12 points more?
Another arrow solidly whizzing right above you, Gooseneck, and into the dragon. Did you say 20 points of damage on that last one?
No, 12.
12, okay.
7 plus 5 is 12.
Goat, the dragon, looks wounded. And
angry.
And angry that's fair as well. Pugil, it is your turn now.
Is it possible to do a wall of thorns without getting my lizard friend?
You could maybe do a straight wall that cuts across the body of the dragon.
Okay, that's what I will do. You
Okay.
cast the spell and then move.
And then move where? I'm sorry.
I'm going to move back, in between Abran and Corncob, as far back as I can get.
Okay. I think Anne's gonna move you back, and I don't have quite the long enough length. Oh well. This is what I had available at the table. This is what we'll use. This wall of thorns, just to represent where it cuts across the dragon right there.
Okay. Kazap.
You go back. You move.
Not a very good roll. Only 21 points of damage.
Okay.
That's
That's
still
still
pretty
good. Still good.
It's solidly below average.
It's par for the gnome.
No.
At least you weren't
Okay.
firing your crossbow. You would have
Yeah,
hit the
well,
lizard man if you fired the crossbow.
or the elf.
So, Goat
I
looks
was
up
behind you.
and he sort of pushes off into the air.
Oh no.
Oh, that's not good.
Somebody fly me.
Who
Somebody-
sculpted? Did Jim Johnson? Who sculpted that? That's a classic. I think it's Jim Johnson, right?
Let's see. Wow, that one.
Is it Jim or a Sandy?
I don't
My
recognize
guess is
that
Andy.
It's old. It's old. But it just was in bones.
Yeah, it's one of the older.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
a
so
great
I'm making a
dragon.
mess back here trying to get the right height, but that's
I have a metal version in a box. It's got to be worth a shit ton in metal trade right now.
You have a metal
It's a
version?
hunk.
Oof.
I do.
All right, let's get this thing on a riser a little bit because it's up out of this. It flies very quickly over here. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. See, this is.
Y'all should have rushed it with me.
Y'all should have rushed it with me. Sounds like some sort of famous last words, to be honest.
You should have jumped on top of it.
I realized that after I took my turn, I'm like, man, I should have just jumped on its neck. Oh well.
Jim Johnson.
Okay, maybe this will work. And it spews out this thin, well, maybe not too thin, this big cone of breath. It goes over Corncob, Pugil, and Abran as it flaps its wings up above you. You need to make Constitution saving throws as this gust of wind just buffets around you.
This isn't against magic, it's against cold.
Yeah, it's Constitution. Yeah, it's
Because
just
if it's
against
magic,
cold.
I get advantage. Okay.
Abran is a 19.
Abran's a 19. Okay, so Abran, you're going to take half of the damage. Corncob.
Now, I have a reaction spell which I've never used, Absorb Elements.
Okay, you could use it.
Okay, I'd like to use that.
All right, so then you'll take half of half, I believe.
Okay.
You'll take a quarter of the number I feed out.
Okay.
Corncob, what about you on that? You able to?
Yes, I got a 22.
You are also going to take half as much of this damage as you sort of lean into this frosty breath. Pugil.
Wait, how much is it?
13.
13.
How much is the damage?
I have not dished it out yet.
Okay,
Well, I'm going to dish it out, though. It's 50.
Okay, because I want to dampen elements on me then.
Okay, it's 54. You take half
That
of
grants
half
me
if you
resistance.
dampen elements. Yep. So you take a quarter of 54, or half of half.
Okay.
And Abran takes half of half. Pugil, just standing there. I can tell you that you take all of the damage, but your head feels perfectly fine during the whole thing. It's very comfortable because of your cap.
Oh no! 54. I am making death saves.
God damn it.
Oh, ow.
I should have.
Gotta go.
We have
What's
gnome
this to
pops.
I can only do the one reaction, right?
Right. Yep. So it
shoot.
flies over there. It roars out, and it just had angrily spit up that acid at you. Now, Kay has been holding.
Oh, wait, it's acid or is it cold?
Well, frost. Sorry, frost.
Okay.
Kay, you've been holding for. If it attacks, is that right?
If it turns back into a goat.
If it turns back into the goat, that's right. To put the collar on. I gotta make a better note of that. Hold for collar. All right. Okay, Kay, it is your turn. You saw it just froze Pugil. He just went and like clunked over to the ground.
So
He's a little gnome sickle.
I have a healing potion. I have a potion of superior healing. I'm going to go over to Pugh and dump it down his throat.
Okay. No problem. Go ahead and roll the amount of healing that is.
That is 8d4 plus 8.
Wow. That's a good healing.
It is a good healing.
That'll be 30 hit points.
Joel, you froze for a moment, but then you have your teeth chattering, wake up looking at Kay as she's pouring this warming feeling fluid. It almost is like it's incredibly revitalizing, like a nice brandy on a cold winter's night. Only not. Corn cob. I'm sorry, anything else, Kay?
Nope, that's it.
All right, corn cob.
I'm going to use another guiding bolt. We need to save.
I saved.
Dang it.
Water elemental.
Wait, the guiding bolt isn't that an attack roll, not a save?
It is. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I was looking at the other spell. All right. Well, in that case, it's an 18.
And 18 strikes it, striking it with energy.
$27 points.
Okay.
He's lit up again.
He's lit up again. This is the angriest goat you've ever encountered. Probably.
Yeah, but how would we know with other goats?
Ujo
Because
would
you'll
know.
talk to
fly
him
or
and finds out.
Fathom?
Spit cones of crap at us.
Ujo
I've
said,
never
believe
had a
I-
goat barf frozen acid at me.
I've completely stopped feeling sorry for it now.
yeah.
I still feel sorry.
I'm a
for
little
him.
bitter.
I believe I could cast Fireball on it and still avoid any of my teammates.
Yes, you
20-foot
can.
radius.
It's
Yes.
just up in the air up there.
All right, this is my last one.
Make it a good one.
$28 again, and
Okay.
its save was Dex
Go-
14.
Goat is a nimble flyer, just sort of rolls, missing most of it, but taking half of it.
That's 14.
Yeah. Just singeing along the icy scales a little bit.
And that isn't an attack, right? So it's the next attack
Oh.
gets a bonus
Yes.
Correct.
Attack.
or a advantage.
Frank,
Yes.
when I whipped the dart at it earlier, I forgot to roll damage. Is it too late to do that?
Oh, no, go ahead and roll damage.
5 more points on him.
Okay.
Thanks.
He
No.
turns back into a goat. It's all cool.
I mean,
Hey.
it might make the difference.
Every little bit
5
counts.
Every little bit counts, exactly.
So as
I
it
was hoping.
that flame is on its wings, it's on its body, it just flaps out. And then as it sort of dips down and flaps out right after your turn to try to put the fire out a little bit, Corncob and Fathom, it gets close enough to you that the wings stir up a bunch of rocks and snow and just all kinds of crap. Make dexterity saving throws as this rubble starts swirling around you from the power of its wings.
Yeah.
7.
Corncob?
Dexterity, that's even worse. I got a 12.
12, and Fathom, did you say 7?
I did say 7.
Okay, you both take
Admiral.
13 points of bludgeoning damage from all the rocks and stuff, and you're both kind of knocked off your feet, prone, from the wind.
Yeah.
Let's see, that was the end of Fathom's turn. So, Gooseneck, it's your turn. It is flying in the air.
How high up is it?
It dipped down a little bit to do that, so it's about 15 feet up.
I'm gonna book over there and jump and try to get up on top of it.
Ooh, okay. Athletics check to do this in this stressful zone of combat.
Okay. 13.
13. So you kind of scrabble up around and can't get purchase on it during your jump. You're going to have to attack it from down below. You have to swing at its parts, its legs, time it as it dips
Advantage.
Is there any part I can reach?
down. Yeah, so I mean as it's
You
kind of
don't
in the
wanna
air,
know.
it's
Whatever
Just
you can hit.
yes, there are parts that come down, feet and tails and appendages. So you can swing at those as they dip down. You would have disadvantage, but because he's lit up, your first attack is a normal attack.
Okay. Well, let's try to hit some dangling appendage here.
All right.
9 plus 7, 16. That hit?
It does not. Your
Okay.
second attack is at disadvantage. The glow has gone away.
I guess we never knew if it was
okay.
a Billy or a doe.
Disadvantage.
Yeah.
11.
No,
What
it
is
is
the
striking it.
what causes the disadvantage?
It is in the air,
Oh, okay.
and so he's kind of
It's just a
timing his
proximity
jump to
thing.
get up there. Yeah, he's leaping lizards. It's really he's like hopping up like a gecko. Wow. It looks impressive, but it's still hard to strike him. Abran.
So is Gooseneck still underneath him?
Gooseneck is underneath him.
Has Dragon flown back up any? Is he? I just want to. Is he within a 20-foot range?
You can always aim a fireball outside of a person if that's what you're trying. I'm pretty sure. You just pick a point. Doesn't it say choose a point?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you just
Okay.
choose a point above the dragon's head, 20 feet or
Uh-huh.
15 feet, and
All
you
right.
can avoid hitting Gooseneck.
Abran has a fireball burning around his neck, so
Okay.
he's gonna let loose one of his dreams are coming true. You have a dex save of 15.
I say nimbly rolling
So,
amongst all that.
12.
Here's your Christmas
16,
present, Michael.
17, 18, 21, 24, 27, 28. So you take 14 points of damage.
Okay. And
Do I get a second attack?
no, that is your action. And you just
Okay.
you hear this loud plop, and you hear "Meh," and a goat falls down.
I'll kill
Fireball
it.
that goat.
Okay. Now's your chance to run forward. Put that
I
collar
will do
on.
that.
All right. I'll let you choose. You can either try to just wrangle it with a dexterity save, or you can use an animal handling check.
I will try a dexterity save.
Okay.
Got a 15.
That is enough to get the the collar on the goat. And so you run up, sort of just tackle it almost, get a collar on the goat, and it's like, meh, 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 and kind of starts to drag. You realize this goat is a good deal thicker and heavier than and stockier than a lot of typical goats. But as soon as you get the collar on, he just sort of stops passively at your feet, looks at you, a little bit grumpy, kind of remorseful. You can tell that the collar is not magical. It doesn't restrain him in a magical way or anything. He just knows that he's in the collar, and he's quite bummed about it.
Is my magic dart still sticking out of him?
No, it's laying on the ground next to him.
Okay, can I retrieve it?
You can. That was a good opener.
So Abran actually killed the dragon with his
Abran?
fireball.
Abran killed the dragon with his fireball. I wasn't going to reinforce that, but you got it.
Dreams do come true. It's
Happy Christmas.
Yeah, there you go.
Merry Christmas.
That's all Abran wanted for Christmas was to kill a white dragon with his fireball.
It's a Yule miracle.
That's awful. I mean, the naughty list means nothing anymore.
You don't think Abran wasn't already on that list after the Mushroom Queen escapade?
Yeah, he is on the list 3 times, I'm sure.
Yeah, but he's not asking Santa for a top. I mean, come on.
No.
Yeah.
Well,
At least not yet.
No, he's going to ask Santa for more fireballs.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
All
don't
right,
we
so
know
should we
exactly
take the
who
goat
we
back,
asked
Chris?
who's on the line list?
All right, goat. Let's get goating. Just keep Pugh away from the goat.
so as you go down, it's a little. So congratulations to Abran, and I'll say this will be the second reminder for Reaper Miniatures is giving away tonight, like a big giveaway. We got the holiday minis and paint set and the gift certificate. Just enter hashtag Happy Holidays to be entered in. The draw will be at the end of the game.
And everybody can win but Jason.
Yes, artists specifically named Jason, according to Justin.
Yeah.
He was very, very pointed about it.
Yeah, he was. That was pretty bitter, I thought.
Well, I'm a craftsman, so Justin can suck it.
Wow.
All right, so you travel
Suck it, Justin.
back down
Now,
to the.
Just repeating.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Are there any other consequences to my health other than being down 20-something hit points from being acided with frozen acid?
No. It was just it's an icy cold blast of like a moist wind. So it's it runs the danger
Moist
of
wind.
freezing you into a block of icicle ice, but you avoided that.
All right, I need a nap. I'm boogered up.
Before we head back,
Yes.
expecting there might be some more trouble at the end, those of us that have been damaged, we might want to heal up and be at our best possible.
Yeah,
hit
hang on a
point
second.
limit.
Ooh, okay. I'll let you guys
Hold on.
work that out.
Are
I'm
we
gonna go grab
supposed to
something.
bring the chariot/wagon back
Nope,
too? Or
just
goat?
goat.
Goat, okay.
Is there
How many
anything
are
else in the
damaged?
chariot? I'm
I'm down.
I'm 13 down.
Do
Yeah,
not rob
okay.
Santa.
I'm
I'll use
surprised
the
we're
prayer
not.
of healing.
I'm down
Huh?
22.
Let's
Okay.
get in our little
I'll use
circle
the
and
prayer
do a
of
circle
healing.
heal. I'll join hands and sing Kumbaya. The dwarf heals us. Gives us the warm glow.
Singing Christmas carols.
Yes, that's what we're doing.
So that's 16.
And we're
Everybody
not.
take 16 back.
Ah, cool. Thank you.
That includes me.
I feel much better now.
I feel myself again.
I'm still down a little bit, but it's not. I'm not going to worry about it
I
so
am.
much.
I am
Okay.
too, but I've cast all my spells. So.
Well, I got one left, but I'd kind of like to wait and see if we encounter any other problems.
Right.
I have some too, but they're just not as strong, and I can't do a group like you could.
We still might have to. Urkta might still be around, and Krampus might come out, and
Krampus might have escaped.
Mm-hmm. You never know. Okay. So you head back. You've got the goat in tow. Actually, you don't even have to really try very hard. He just kind of follows along. He had a few moments of freedom.
I just hope it's the right goat. I got a little confused because there's another goat there. So
Well, I'm pretty sure that's why Kay was very closely paying attention so she could run forward and put the collar on the goat.
Yeah, she didn't fail her perception check.
No.
and
I
what
think
would be
there's
the
another
chances
dragon
of
out there?
two goat dragon things up there, right?
Pretty
Well,
low.
Frank is running this game.
Yeah, that's
Could
true.
be.
Okay.
All right, so let's get the goat back to the. I don't know. Are we gonna tie it to the? Well, I don't know. Let's just let
Bring it in.
Chris deal with it.
Yeah. You gonna bring it in when you get
Yeah,
there?
we're bringing it
Yep.
in.
Okay.
Sure.
Bring in the
We
goat
just
in.
fought a dragon. If anybody stops us from bringing in the goat, well, that's their tough luck.
Right. I have more baubles.
My emotional support goat.
Goats are apparently allowed. You're dragging that goat in behind you.
No pun
We'll
intended.
just say we're going to do some goat yoga.
Oh,
That's yeah. I don't know if I'd ever
Dragging the
want to
goat
try
in.
it, but perhaps
dragon the dragon goat.
the dragon goat. I
Dragon
get it.
the dragon
I get
goat. You get it?
I get it.
I like the
get it.
dragon wagon. I thought that was a good one.
The dragon wagon? Yeah.
So
Sagging dragon wagon.
Where'd he go?
you're in.
Oh, I know.
He's,
Let's look up on the rooftop.
No, he's
He's
at the
there.
bottom.
He's right here.
It's right
Oh,
here.
okay.
Popped in. And
I'm
when
pointing
you get
so you could see.
when you get in, when you get in, you know it is almost as you left it. There's still the two kids kind of playing in the corner. There's the older woman now. She's kind of moved over to the bar, watching over them a little more closely, perhaps. However, I do need. Oh, actually, no.
Roll for initiative.
Don't give him ideas.
No, it's not roll for initiative. I just need some perception checks. You can't get lower than your passive as you come in. I assume you're going to be looking around a little bit.
Boy.
14.
15.
14.
13.
13,
12.
12,
Is that lower than your?
22.
22.
No,
Passive?
my passive is 11.
Oh, okay.
We can never lose K because anytime we try to roll for perception, we all suck it up, and K is the one that comes through.
Well, you're probably the second best at making perception rolls.
I seem to always hit my minimum of 15.
So, Kay, you notice outside, just not there, in a little bit of the trees. It's hard to see in this storm. There's just so much interference and snow and things blowing around. But you were able to see. It looked like a woman just it looked like she was giving somebody something, but I'm not sure. But you couldn't see what it was in this wind, and you couldn't see the other person she was giving something to. Sort of leaned over, gave something to somebody. As you're kind of hung back out the door a little bit. I figure you and Gooseneck generally trail in last most of these things. But she's very hidden. She's wearing light colors for the most part, except for some of the lower areas that look just almost like the foliage and trees around that. And then she continues.
Haven't seen.
Go ahead.
Have we seen anybody else out on the streets other than us since we went on the Dragon Goat expedition?
No, not since people were pushed in, and the storm hasn't let up yet. It's still pretty windy outside, and
Hey, Gooseneck. Looks like somebody's over there. Maybe a woman? Maybe we should go check it out?
Sure. Let's go check it out.
Okay. So, you come over, and she started to walk around the corner, and then she just sort of stops and turns back to you.
She turns her back to us?
No, turns around back.
Oh, turns around. Okay, got it.
And she looks.
Well met. This is a cold night to be out.
It is very cold.
Would you like to join us in the warm inn? We were out wrangling a lost goat.
I saw you take that creature in there. No, thank you. It's unsanitary.
What? No, thank you. What?
It's unsanitary.
Oh.
Oh,
The
man.
inn?
She's a gotophobe.
Oh, killer.
The inn is not unsanitary.
No, there's no sanitary clause in the inn.
Mm.
So
It's a big building. I'm sure the goat will keep to his corner. And it hasn't been there very long. It hasn't had too much chance to mess the place up.
Yes, our friends just brought it in for the owner to make sure the goat was okay. I'm sure he'll take it back out here shortly. Please join us. I insist.
Oh, you insist. Sorry.
Yes.
good Lord.
Places to be. I'd like to be
Just one
my-
more mead?
own warm halls.
Just
Here with
one
the
more
rats.
mead?
You're going to be missing out on a very nice celebration.
What will you be celebrating? Not the goat, I'm sure.
No.
No, just
Celebrating
it's terrible.
the warmth of good company and good friends.
Exactly.
Ah, yes. Well, maybe I could join you for a drink.
Please. Now, gesture to the door.
Fine. I'll join you. And so she follows you back towards the door. And she'll walk in. I'm assuming Corncob's taking the goat right over to Chris.
Sure. I want it.
Okay. And he just, so when you walk in, he says, "Oh, goat, you were all, did me such great favors." And the bag sort of moves around a little bit, in a, maybe a, I don't know, disappointed fashion, perhaps even. But there it is. He says, "Please, please, I promised you all something. Come in, come in." And he looks past you, and the door hasn't quite reopened yet. And just as he does, it opens up, and you see, and well, that's when Gooseneck and Kay and this woman walk in. You can see from somebody that walked in, like Chris is pretty generally happy looking. You would say most of the time. Sort of narrows his eyes and looks over your shoulder back at the rest of your party that has come in. And you see that there's a woman that you hadn't seen on the way in, Corncob, that's come in with Kay and Gooseneck.
Well
Okay.
met. We found this woman out in the cold, and we asked her to join us for some warm mead to celebrate the return of the goat.
Look at
I'm
Chris.
sorry, good friends.
Chris still clenching his jaw.
Yeah, he's it's not like he's made a movement or an action to do anything. He's just tense. Not tense. An upset sort of tense, perhaps.
Come, good woman. Come meet our friend Chris.
What the hell are you doing?
May I move over to the towards the fireplace and start my performance again?
Of course you can. Of course you can.
I will.
Needs another
I will
copper.
surreptitiously cough up blood into my handkerchief and limp over to the fireplace.
Pull out your harp. It's always in pristine condition.
Yes.
I would like to move over to the pillar that's kind of behind Corncob,
Mm-hmm.
off to the side, so just a little ways back from the goat.
Yeah.
Yeah, back there a little bit.
Well, the goat kind of gets pulled over here, and the kids start
Sure,
petting
that's
it
perfect.
immediately.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I'm going to herd the good woman over towards Chris's table.
Yeah, you say that she's smiling radiantly, happily, as she comes over. And she says, "Oh, we know each other. Well met, Chris." She pulls up a seat and sits down. And he says, "Did you have fun?" "Of course I did. Look, we've met new people. And you are..." And turns to you, Gooseneck.
I am Gooseneck, a lizard folk barbarian. And these are my companions. Corncob, Abran, Fathom, Kay, and the gnome performing is Pugh.
Okay.
I'm going to go over to the table with Gooseneck and the woman so that I can remain in stabbing distance.
Right. Fathom, I have you hanging back at the moment. I don't know how close you want to be over there.
Barkeep, warm mead for my friends here.
The chair near Pugh, but watching the group more than watching Pugh. It's not like I've never heard him sing before.
I know. It's wonderful music.
Like every night at the campfire.
It's just like, get a new song, please.
She says, "Yes, mead." So she looks around the table, looks around the bar, looks at all of you, and goes, well, wonderful to meet you all on this fine evening.
May we know your
Well, we
name?
should-
Of course, how rude of me. Perkta.
Yeah. Thanks, Lizard Man.
As in Chris's sister? No.
The sister. Didn't see that coming. Shocker.
Of course. And so from the bag at the side, you see sort of, he goes, oh, that woman is here. And standing up beside Chris, just rises up out of the bag. This, like looming over the table, is this big satyr-like creature with large horns on top. He looks down. The kids just scramble back away from the goat as soon as he pops his head out. And then, oh, go ahead.
It grows?
Well, no, he stands up out of the bag. It's like he was in a small space, just hunched over, cramped up, and he just stood up.
That's why they call him Krampus.
That's why they call him Krampus. And he sort of stands up and looks, and she just gives him a little nod, and he goes, settles back down into the bag again. But it's almost like his curiosity got the better. No. The thing is, when he did that, really only the children and all of you saw him sort of stand up and then get down in the bag. Everybody else was just minding their own business, doing their thing at the time. There wasn't very many people in here. There aren't very many people.
So, are Chris and Gotcha shooting daggers at each other's their eyes? Or they?
No, only Chris's. Just seems perfectly
Chris,
happy.
we found your sister.
Yeah.
As well as your goat.
Well, I suppose that's for the
What are
better
the odds?
anyways. So she smiles and she kind of gets up and she's all, it's okay, children. And she reaches out and hands them each some money as you're watching.
Ooh.
And it looks like legit money, nothing
Yep, it looks like silver pieces.
shady.
Doesn't look shady. And then goes
Man,
back.
those kids picked the right bar to hang around in.
I know.
Yeah. Magic
Money
tops,
and presents
and
Making out like bandits.
goat
Yeah.
petting.
I'm petting a live goat in a bar.
gonna say to her, I'm sorry, we should have asked earlier. You were talking to a friend outside. Should we find them as well? Bring them in from the cold?
Oh no, I was just giving a treat to a child.
A child out in this weather?
It is dreadfully cold out, so they got a nice bit of coin and a hat off to get a jacket. The tailor is still open. He's in his shop right now.
Mm.
He sort of hunkers back down. Says, well, it's been a pleasure on this trip. Drink some more mead. I love drinking mead with family and friends. She smiles over. Chris goes, well, I suppose it's time to get going, but I do owe you all a gift, all a wonderful favor. I'm indebted to you for bringing Goat back. It's giving me some time off to sit, drink, and have fun. So, I'm going to pick something for you. And he kind of opens up his bag. You can see him like push Krampus's head off to the side a little bit in there. And he sort of scuttles over to the side and makes room.
No wonder Krampus is cranky.
And he reaches down into his bag. And I'm going to be, here is our Oh, and while I'm doing this, I'll mention that this is the third warning to chat, third and final, that there's going to be 3 drawings today for a gift certificate for Reaper Miniatures, holiday minis and paint, sort of a little bundle thing. But you need to put in hashtag Happy Holidays to be entered for it. And now that I've said that, I'm going to let everybody roll their own gift. I'm going to start down with Kay. Kay, I would like you to roll some dice for me. The first thing I want you to roll is a D100 as Chris reaches into the bag.
Oops, that's an 89.
An 89. Okay. So he reaches in and he pulls out this little sack, this little bag, and he hefts it a little bit. And he goes, "Oh, I haven't seen one of these in a while," and hands it over to you. He hands you a bag of beans.
Oh.
Fathom. He looks at you and goes, he reaches
Don't
in.
feed them to the elf.
Roll a D100.
18.
18. Okay. So he reaches in and he pulls out a scroll. Oh, this is for you. And he hands it to you. And it is titled. It's written. It's just scrawled on the outside. You can tell immediately that it's a spell scroll, which might be interesting to you. But on the outside, it's kind of scrawled into it is Ice Storm.
Ooh, that's a fun one.
And then he looks over and he goes, "Abran, my elven friend," and reaches into the bag. Roll a D100.
40.
Have implants. Come on, have
40.
implants.
He comes out with this little capsule, swirls it around. It's a potion, and he hands it off to you. He says, "Use it wisely."
Thank you.
It's a
What is it?
fungicide.
That would be wisely. So scrawled onto the side in this wonderful script, it says, "Gaseous form."
Oh,
Oh boy.
that goes with the
So much for
beans.
the beans.
Gaseous cloud.
Corn cob reaches in.
Corn cob gets a 32.
Okay. He pulls out another liquid and swirls it around and says, "Oh, I am confident you'll use this well." And he hands it out to you. And then scrolling on the side, it says clairvoyance.
Ooh.
Oh boy. Thank you, Santa. Nick. No, what's your name? Chris. Thank you, Chris.
Gooseneck. I hope I have something in here that will work for you.
Me too. 25.
Wow, okay. So, yeah, he reaches in and he kind of, it's like something is locked on something, and he pulls up this, like this little like a throwing axe. And he goes, "Well, how did that get in there?" "Oh, here you go." And he holds it over. That is a +2 throwing axe he hands you.
Wow, thanks. Thanks, Santa.
Dun, dun, dun.
Chris.
Thanks, Santa.
It's Chris.
You, Joel, you take a moment from your
He's
song.
just busy singing.
And he reaches into his bag. You, Joel.
I rolled a 6. 06.
So he pulls out this another swirling liquid and he says, I feel sometimes you might be pressured into some serious spots. This might be good for you. And he hands you a potion of superior healing.
Oh, yay! I can repay the one that Kay used on me earlier.
As well, I hope you all enjoy your winter in here. Now that we have Goat back, I'm going to be on my way. He sort of tips down and goes, Perkta. Pulls this sack over himself, and you see it squiggle a little bit. It's like, oh, it's about time. I've got children to beat. Just hear it coming from the sack, and he just moves out the way he came through the door.
Are there still as many kids as when we started?
There are as many kids as when you started.
Okay.
That is the end of this holiday episode.
Yay!
Yay!
Merry Christmas.
I was expecting
that was
a big showdown between Chris and his sister.
No,
Yeah,
it's
it's
more
always
like
nice to invite the
not
Viper
think
right to the
dinner.
table. When did the lizard man turn into some kind of synthetic paladin?
No, I wanted to keep it uncomfortable, like a real family.
It was.
Thank you all. I know before I give it away to Justin for giveaways, so remember to enter hashtag Happy Holidays to be entered for giveaways. There's going to be 3 being drawn.
Last chance.
Yeah. During that, I'll wrap up. I'll say thank you. This is definitely the last game, Reaper Errant game of the year, and we don't come back until like January 7th or something like that. So it's going to be a full month before we get back into it and back on the story. So we just wanted to do something simple, lighthearted, as lighthearted as you can get Krampus and Perkta to be. Yeah, and have a little fun adventure. So thank you for watching. Thank you all the players for playing. Thank you, Anne, for doing the camera operation, and Justin for technical direction. Sirenscape for background and ambient music that I didn't get in there until halfway through. But I got it, and I'll let all the players plug what they need to and say what they wish. I'm going to do in reverse this time. I don't know. Maybe that's not the right thing to do, but I'm going to because we've got to change that up sometimes. So I'll start with Jen.
Thank you, Frank. Had a great time as usual. Thank everyone who played and who has been watching us, and have great holidays.
Yes, thank you. Rhonda.
Yes, thank you, Anne and Frank and everyone else at Nightheart Gaming and Justin and all my friends and you guys for coming to watch us. Thank you for an entire year of fun. It's been really great.
Point. Michael.
Rhonda, is Canadian Christmas the same time as regular Christmas?
Yes, but there's more of it. Yet another day after Christmas to enjoy.
Oh, yeah, that boxing thing where you got to ship everything back.
Yeah.
All right.
That's totally what that is.
Thanks to Nightheart Gaming and Frank and Anne. Fantastic fun again. Great hanging out with everybody. Thanks always for everybody that sits around to watch this craziness go on. It was a lot of fun tonight. Abraham got to fulfill one of his lifelong dreams. He's been alive for 332 years, and he finally got to fulfill one of his very long, lifelong dreams. So, and it was a killing blow, in a way, for the dragon.
So he can die happy now.
He can.
Yeah.
Thank you, Michael.
Well, let's see if we can make that come to pass. I like that.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, everybody. Anne, Frank, Justin, all the viewers, all my co-players. It's always a blast. I just want everybody to have a really good holiday season. Be careful, have a lot of fun, and we'll see you in a month.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Justin.
Gene.
I'll also echo all my thanks to Frank and Ann and Justin and all the viewers and players and everybody. Thank you. I had a great time. Thanks again to Bill for sending me the banana bread. Awesome stuff. And I
Bill.
can't wait to get back into it in the new year 2022. Should be a lot of fun.
Yes. Yes. Bobby.
I want to echo everybody and say thank you, Frank and Ann, and all my co-players, and been big time fun, and Merry Christmas, and all of those appropriate season's greetings. And I want to say I'm bitter and resentful towards Bill. I haven't had any banana bread.
Yes. Warm holiday sentiment.
Yes.
Thank you, Bobby. Justin, I'm going to hand it over to you to sign out and draw and raid and all that stuff. So.
Awesome. Well, I also want to say thank you to the players, artists, and everyone who watches us, of course. And I'm glad we could come up with a something to kind of give back in this holiday time. So I did just draw our 3 names. I didn't draw them, sorry. Quindy drew them for me. But let me announce them here. I guess I'll say them out loud, and I'll also announce them in chat. If you win, Quindy will be spamming a command in chat as much as she can for a little snippet in terms of what you need to read so you know what you need to do if you win. But here we go. Our 3 winners are Reverie 86, I Won Ball, and Ishin Loki. Those are our 3 winners.
Ah, congratulations.
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 Yes. But thanks again, obviously, Neidhart. Thanks again, Frank. And fantastic job as always. Thank you, everybody, except for you, Bobby. Thank you, everybody. I'm just kidding. But I wish everyone a happy holidays, Merry Christmas, all the things. And we'll see you folks in 2022 on the 7th.
Yes.
Right?
Oh,
7th?
Yep.
Bummer.
A brand new year of it.
Bummer.
We'll see you in a year.
Say hello. Yes, see you here. See you next year. Say hello to Wapple for us, and you guys have a very safe and fun weekend. Give them a big wave, guys. Big wave.
Oh, big wave.
Hi.
Big wave. Yeah,
Bye-bye.
huge wave.
Bye-bye.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.